Well, now to our southern border, where thousands continue to cross into the U.S. illegally each month, even with deterrents in place. New data from DHS sources shows 12,450 migrant encounters at the southern border in May. Now, that's a slight increase from April, though still historically low for the month. And with the increased security at the border, officials say cartels are turning to teenagers to smuggle people and drugs into the U.S., knowing they'll be more difficult to prosecute. NewsNation correspondent Allie Bradley joins us live from the Rio Grande Valley with more. So, Allie, we know you just did a ride along with Texas DPS troopers. What are they telling you about this trend?
Yeah, hey, Kelly. So we can tell you that Texas DPS and Border Patrol, they've actually formed these specialized teams to combat the growing trend that the cartel is using these minors to smuggle, because they are harder to prosecute on a federal level and they don't have detention facilities for them. So troopers are riding along with agents to arrest these juvenile smugglers. While we were out with DPS here in the Rio Grande Valley, we actually witnessed a 16-year-old from Mexico being arrested after he smuggled two men from Mexico and Guatemala into the U.S. illegally. Now, get this, it wasn't his first time either. This was his sixth time being busted for trying to do this. The 16-year-old was actually hiding in the back of a truck bed when law enforcement found him. He was promised $220 a head for these two guys. And he didn't care that he was sitting there in cuffs. Agents say he was combative, resisted arrest. He was kicking the inside of the truck. And he was so brazen that he actually flipped us off multiple times. Lieutenant Chris Oliveras with Texas DPS says that guy's demeanor changed substantially when he learned that he is actually facing charges this time around.
This particular 16-year-old has already been caught more than 5 times already.
More than 5 times?
More than 5 times bringing people across. But because, again, there's no prosecution, there's no consequences, they keep doing it. That's why the cartels exploit that and they use that to their advantage. So now that we have state troopers paired up, riding with Border Patrol agents, we can actually take that 16-year-old and charge them with a felony for human smuggling and take them to jail and charge them with a state crime. And that's been a deterrent.
Okay, it's certainly not a one-off either, because we were out again this morning with those specialized teams. And check out the moments when they apprehended another 16-year-old who they believe was the guide of a group of 6, showing the trend is in full force out here in the RGV. And we were there as they tracked this guy. He was laid up trying to evade law enforcement. And then he didn't want to get up and walk out with us either. 4 in that group, they were apprehended. 2 went back to Mexico. So what happens with these juveniles once they're apprehended, once they're arrested by Texas DPS? Well, they're basically going to be held in a juvenile detention facility while their case is being reviewed. That's going to be for a couple of days. It's around 10 days while their case is reviewed. And then from there, they're going to go to detention. It could be for weeks. It could be for months. That's going to be up to a judge. And then from there, they'll actually have an ICE detainer. They'll be released to ICE. ICE will take them back over to Mexico, Kelly, because that's where the majority of them are from. And they'll go to a detention center there for juveniles, and then they'll be reunited with their parents. Kelly.
Wow, a really fascinating breakdown. All right, Allie Bradley, live from the border. Allie, thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.